Good evening, wonderful people. It is Tuesday, September 9th, 2025. We are in the land of the living. God saw fit that we are here right now. Do me a favor and let people know we are on our Facebook page at Sunshine Camila. We are at the YouTube channel, which is the name of the show, Keeping It Real Conversations with Sunshine. We are live on Twitch, and we're live on Twitter, formerly known, or X, formerly known as Twitter. Tonight is a special one that you don't want to miss. As you know, I believe in 6 degrees of separation. You are literally one person away, one advice away, one help away from where you need to be in your destiny, proven over and over again since I started this show in 2020. As I always state, I have some of the dopest guests on this side of heaven, and tonight is no different than any other night. Well, I haven't had a couple in a while, so tonight we are blessed with this wonderful, God-fearing, dynamic duo. One heart, two hearts, one heart on this wonderful journey that we call life. And we're going to get into the conversation. I know that it is very important for those who believe that love has left the earth. Well, we have some here who beg to differ. And we're going to get into that conversation of, first of all, being God-fearing. In this society of producing music, producing God's message, being family oriented, and being Black. That part. So tonight we have Dre and Leah.
Hey.
What's up?
Dre and Leah are a husband-wife Christian duo, creating music inspired by their love for God, each other, and their family. Rooted in the church and shaped by their faith, their songs reflect themes of worship, love, and life together. Dre from Saginaw, Michigan. Leah, a pastor's daughter from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, met in 2008. And they served as worship pastors in Cleveland, Ohio. Released original music from their debut with Christ I Can to In the Light. And produced live events that inspire and draw people closer to God and each other. Their latest single, In the Light, encourages believers to reflect God's light by staying close to Him through every song. Dre and Leah share a journey of faith, love, and purpose. Well, Village, I need you to stand up, get ready to say what I need you to say. If you are in your car, I need to safely pull over, roll down your windows, turn your music down, get out if you want to. I need you to stand up, put your hands all the way to the sky, and I need you to welcome Dre and Leah to the show.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness, Sunshine. That was beautiful.
Welcome, you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
I'm excited. You guys came highly recommended.
Oh, wow. That's exciting to hear.
You guys came highly recommended as, hey, you need to reach out to them because they are what the world needs to see.
Wow.
They are also what the world needs to hear. Not just in music, but just your testimony of what God has done in your life. And raising a family, falling in love, the ups and downs of marriage and all that wonderful good stuff that we have in the cookie jar, right? Great.
Mhm.
Yes.
So, let's go from the beginning. How did you guys meet?
Ah, what a story. We met. Actually, I moved to Milwaukee. A friend of mine who was a student at the University of Michigan. We started attending the same church out there in Ypsilanti. Shout out to Burning Bush International Ministry, Bishop Shelby. That's where I kind of, spent most of my teenage years there, growing up under that ministry. And my friend John Daniels, as when he was a student at the University of Michigan, he attended that church as well. The shortest story is the fact that he moved back to Milwaukee, and I fell on some hard times. So in 2006 is when I moved out there to Milwaukee. He invited me to come live with him. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. My life is never the same. I ended up going to Concordia University out there in Mequon, Wisconsin, and I was, doing the thing on the Lutheran campus that trying to stay connected, trying to stay spiritual. And I was just like, no, I need to get like to some my home roots, Pentecostal roots. So I was looking for somewhere to go to church, and this young lady came through the campus, and she was wearing this long dress. She didn't wear no makeup. I said, "What church you go to?" I figured she might be Baptist or Apostolic or something. I figured she was Pentecostal. I said, "What church you go to?" She's like, "I go to City of God or whatever." And so I'm like, I need to come to your church. I'm looking for a church to go to. So, anyways, she had her husband come pick me up one Sunday, and I got into church. I settled in, and I saw this young lady come in during Sunday school. Come to find out, it's her dad's church, and she plays the organ there and all that good stuff. And we had kind of seen each other around town at different little musicals, but we never really talked or connected. But we had this kind of feeling like, yo, I've seen you somewhere before.
Mhm.
And so we kind of talked a little bit and just stayed in touch after that. I was putting on these gospel events at the university, trying to bring some gospel, some blackness to the, to the college campus, And so, so I invited her to come and sing at the thing because I was the campus president for the minority student group. So, anyways, so she accepted the invitation and she came and she killed it. She did her thing. She sang a very long time, but she was killing it though.
Love saying that.
Yes, I do. So, anyways, we kept in touch, and I found a friend in her. She was really sweet, really nice, really kind, and I just started, I guess, falling for her, and so I did let her know I was interested. After we were just hanging out a little bit, I'm like, yo, I like you, I'm feeling you, and that's kind of like the rest is history. Unless Leah wants to add to that.
I don't need to add to that. That's perfect, short and
It's
sweet.
kind of like my story though.
That
You gotta
that's
tell
no, that's the bulk of how we met, pretty much. Yeah, I would have said pretty much the same thing.
So I'm gonna say that the smiles that y'all still have towards each other, y'all still got the googly eyes. That is amazing. I love it. She still
Well,
got
thank you.
the, like when I look at him, oh, you talking about me? Oh, yeah, that. Mm-hmm. I
Well,
like it. I like
we've been
it.
married a long time. 16 years we've been married.
Wow. It don't even seem like it's been that long, but yeah, 16 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jeez.
we've been through it
Yeah.
all together.
Yeah. Well, when you're having fun, time flies.
Absolutely, absolutely. And of course, we have
So
three beautiful children.
yeah. When you find that one, it makes life a lot easier to deal with the challenges of life. We know that marriages is gonna have its ups and downs. I kind of fought our, old school people that they didn't really tell us the whole truth and nothing but the truth. You would assume and think that you never argue, you never had a disagreement. She always cooked the best meals, and all of this fairy tale stuff that we know is not true.
Yeah.
But they made us think that.
Hmm. Yeah.
So let's get into, or did you want to add something to that before I go on?
Well, I was just gonna say that I guess we are mindful of what we do and say in front of our kids, but at the same time, we're not afraid to have disagreements in front of them because we just feel like that's healthy for kids to see how we can work through challenges together as a married couple. We're not going to always see eye to eye, but how are we going to work through it? If one of us is wrong, they hear us apologize to each other. So I know some married couples are like, no, I don't argue in front of the kids, but we're not trying to yell and scream, but we want to keep them, kind of seeing us work through challenges basically. So we're not afraid to have disagreements in front of them.
Yeah, that's good. Because in my household growing up, we didn't really hear them argue. We saw the
Mhm.
lovey-dovey part of it, but we never saw the other end of it, of the makeup part. We just assumed everything was always good.
Mhm.
We didn't put two and two together until we were much older, that it
Mhm.
wasn't what they pictured.
Mm.
So that is a really good way to show them the world, because we assume that we would try to protect our kids from as much as possible, but sometimes they do have to see the ugly side to
Mhm.
understand that this ain't Barbie and Ken over here.
Right.
Right, exactly.
So my first question would be, how did your upbringing shape you to be who you are today?
Repeat that one more time.
How did your upbringing shape you to be who you are today?
Wow. Well, we both were raised in church, all our lives pretty much. And
From the pew, as they say.
I'm a pastor's kid, so I learned, how to walk with God. At a young age, I started developing a desire to, live for God. And, I started developing, my voice, since I was about 10 years old, getting saved and baptized and, filled with the Holy Ghost, growing up apostolic. That kind of shaped my view of life, that God is the most important thing. No matter what you're dealing with in life, God is the center of it all. So I grew up in church, like I said, developed a relationship with God. I started singing in church, and I started writing songs as well. And just developing my skills as a singer and musician. And like I said, it kind of just shaped my view of life, and how I am right now. I wouldn't be where I am right now and just having a desire to live for God if I wasn't brought up the way I was brought up. I was brought up in a very strict household, apostolic. I wore skirts every day. We didn't wear pants or makeup, or we didn't go to the movies and stuff like that. But in actuality, I really don't feel like I missed out on a lot. I'm thankful for my upbringing because I was shielded from a lot. And sometimes I hear people say like, "Oh my gosh, if your parents are so strict, if they don't let you do anything, you're gonna just be when you get older, you're gonna go the opposite way. You're gonna really like be rebellious, you know." But I never really went through that phase as other people would say like I had my things as I got older, a young adult, but I still stayed true to just you know trying to live for God, and that was pretty much the center throughout my life. So I would say that's what you know kind of helped me.
And I like how you put that because I mean I'm just making the connection. You said you were shielded,
Hmm.
but in other interpretations it would be sheltered. You know what
Uh-huh.
I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So I like that spin on it, and I think
Hmm.
being parents now, like that's more of a reality to us, like that shielding them or protecting them. You know what I'm saying? And I think with the shielding comes like guiding. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Being guided through certain things, and we could talk about parenting later. But I'm just saying like that was kind of cool how you put that. Myself, I was brought up in church as well. My dad's a minister. My grandparents, they had a good part in raising me because a lot of stuff that was going on in my home. And so, it was my grandmas, that was taking us to church. They were the ones that were, you know, the Bible readers. They go to prayer meeting, noonday prayer, and, all the services, all the revivals, all the conferences, all the little youth stuff. It was either grandparent that was getting us, putting us into those situations. um, like most guys, you know, or most young fellas, or some young, I can say most young fellas, but myself, I can speak to myself, music. That was one of the attractive things in church, playing instruments, the drums, the bass, seeing all the singers, gospel music, you know what I'm saying? Those are the things that really um allured me or enamored me, like with church and the church experience. Um, Great singers, prolific preachers. Like I was enamored by seeing, I guess the spectacle of it all. And I loved church as a kid. You know what I'm saying? I get made fun of, church boy, this, whatever. But we loved church. Like me and my brothers, like, fasting in like elementary school. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy, but that's just how we was raised. You know what I mean? And um, going through all the stuff that I was going through as a kid, with my family and my parents, um, I found myself in a lot of lonely moments talking to God. You know what I'm saying? So I'm so grateful for that foundation. Like even as a young person, elementary, middle school, teenager, when I was on the college campus, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm going through all these different things, these struggles. It really shaped my view and my relationship with God. I would say away from the church. Like the church had a huge influence, but I could say that God is real because of the things that I know and the encounters that I know personally that I've had with God, from a one-on-one place, not just in a corporate setting. You know what I'm saying? And so that's really what shaped my upbringing. That seed that was planted by my family, my grandmothers, and then having to really talk to God or trust God, in those really lonely places growing up as a kid.
Yeah.
Those are what we find out later on in life is the foundation that we have. We end up coming right back to it as an
Hmm.
adult.
Yeah.
Those things that we remember come to us. It's the things that God, as we say, the breadcrumbs to the gingerbread house. Especially with grandparents being there, with our friends who serve God with us as kids, we find out that this is where I can't get away from. No matter how hard I try, no matter what's going on in life, I always go back to the beginning. No
Mm-hmm.
matter what's going on, I can always go back to my first love, right? My first love
Right.
is always going to be God.
Yeah.
And so I'm appreciative that you both had those foundations in
Mm-hmm.
different ways to make sure that when you did get older, that you didn't depart from it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's still the foundation that you are walking in and you're instilling in your own kids.
Mm-hmm.
That's the
Go ahead.
cool thing. I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Definitely.
Thank you.
My next question is, well, statement. Tell me I remember when story.
Mm.
Yeesh.
Well, we have a lot since we've been together a long time. Um, I guess like we've been through a lot of transitions and things like that. I remember when we actually first got married, and we we used to live in this like upper half of a duplex, and so we used to live right above this older couple. And so they would be like always complaining about like us walking across the floor and stuff because we had hardwood floors. And they would be complaining every time they heard any little chair move or whatever, any little sound. And just all the stuff that we went through in our first year of marriage. I got pregnant right away. We basically had our first child 9 months after we got married. I was tired all the time, and we were trying to figure out like how this is working, us living together. I've never lived with somebody before, so this is like my first experience out of my parents' house living with someone. So that was a big transition for me, and I believe it was for him too. Like, I don't think he ever lived with a female before, so
No,
it's kind of like,
not live. No.
no, I mean, it was new for both of us. But we had a lot of challenges. And so I also remember how we both had cars when we got married, right? And there was no parking where we lived. Like, it was only street parking. So all the time, like, our cars would get towed.
Because it was straight. First off, before she continues, that was the exact story that I was going to share. So it's
Really?
crazy that you're sharing that. That's why I'm like cheesing over here. Like, how did you get that out of my mind? But it was so crazy because I don't know. I've never lived in Detroit, so I don't know what the city is like. But in Milwaukee, you gotta change your car to a different side of the street
Every night, it's a
every
different side.
night. And if you forget,
Or
you're
if you're on the
cooked.
wrong side,
It's a
you get
wrap.
a ticket, you get towed. And so we made so many mistakes that I kept getting ticketed and towed, and I just let them have the car because it's like y'all gonna keep towing us. And so we were down to one car, and then I think our child was like a few months old, and it was a really snowy night, and we ended up getting in a car accident on the way home from church. And
It was
then
really bad.
it was like total, wasn't it?
It was they hit me on the side, kind of like a T-bone, so I couldn't open up my door anymore. But
It was crazy.
yeah, and
But
then
yeah,
but I was gonna tell that exact same story. But that's the moment when I realized where we were. We were in different, like we were both brought up in church, but our ideas or ideology or theology was different.
hmm
You know, I grew up in a like word of faith climate. You know what I'm saying? If you're familiar, yeah, Bishop Butler, that whole thing, that Bishop John Hagee, you know what I'm saying? So that though all those teachings about faith and walking by faith and trusting God, and Joyce Myers, like, so, and she grew up more like Pentecostal, just like holiness or hell. You know what I'm saying? That's all she heard all the time. Holiness, holiness. And so that was an opportunity. Like, crap, like we are in different spaces, and God was showing me, like, you're gonna have to walk out faith. I've always walked out faith because, like I said, all the stuff I went through in my childhood. But this marriage is gonna have to be walked out in faith. But now you're teaching her how to walk in faith. And so I found myself like, babe, we gotta just speak to our situation, like saying that type of thing. We gotta speak to our situation. We gotta trust God. We gotta walk in victory. You know what I'm saying? Just believe that everything is already done. That type of thing. And it was just an interesting take. Like, like that was the defining moment. Like it was. There's a difference, but in that, it was still God, like working through those differences to bring us together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the comedian Marcus D. Wiley.
Yeah.
Marcus D. Wiley is a Christian-based comedian. He just had one to talk about major surgery.
Okay.
Never put two and two together that this was major surgery. Marriage, major surgery. He took it based off of when Adam was put to sleep, anesthesia. Anytime you've been put to sleep, you know you about to have some major surgery.
Yeah.
And he said, well, there's ribs being put here. And I'm like, wow, I never thought about marriage is major surgery. He said, even in this, you got two people becoming one. In the natural, we like, what is this? The Bride of Frankenstein. How we do that? Like, what? We didn't live in the same household. We didn't come from the same areas, nor did we come from the same state. So no, we're not. How are we even compatible?
Right.
He said, well, the surgeon, God, knows best. He knows the intricacies of your body to make it become one. He said, yeah, I had to go through some things. I got put out my own apartment. We were separated for a couple of, I think a year or so.
Wow.
That I had to realize, man, my heart ain't right because my bae ain't with me.
Yeah.
But we're going to have to figure this out because I can't go on without her. And she can pretend like she can go on without me. But reality is you can't.
Yeah.
So when you said that, the two intricacies of when we say, okay, I thought we were serving one God. Why are we not talking the same language?
Yeah.
So even in that point, I'm glad you brought that up because a lot of times we marry for different reasons and we don't find out that this ain't gonna work until you basically hit rock bottom. Somebody started taking their mask off like I got makeup on. Oh, wait, you got freckles? I don't like nobody with freckles. It's too late. What you gonna do about it?
Yeah.
That ain't your hair?
Right.
I'm gonna get you, sucker. What? You want me to take these fake nails off?
Right. That reminds
you
me
like
of that
this?
song.
This ain't even my whole. You want this leg? This ain't even mine.
Yeah.
That reminds me of that Fresh Prince of Bel-Air episode when they were like stuck after the earthquake.
And they locked up in the closet.
Yeah. Exactly.
You find out a lot of things that sometimes we get married so fast that we missed all the caution signs like, no, don't do it. That's not
Mhm.
your right rib cage. Wait, what you mean?
Lord have mercy.
Right, exactly, exactly. Yeah, you have to be sensitive to that because like we
Fit in
all,
here.
yeah, we all have relationships, dating and different stuff, and you think somebody's the right one, but after a while, it's like, no, I don't think that God has you for me. So I'm gonna pause on that and wait for the right one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All I can say is don't be like me. The Lord sent the prophet and said, do not marry
Uh-oh.
this one. Oh, but I had to be hard headed. Mm,
Jeez.
mm,
Wow.
mm, mm, mm.
Wow.
Ooh, boy,
Oh,
did I pay for it.
Wow. Wow.
yeah.
Yeah, that part.
Right. But you're not the only one though. A lot of people have dealt with that. Like we definitely know some people that
Mm-mm-mm.
have dealt with
Well,
that.
God was trying to delay.
I'm gonna say
It's
this
okay
story.
though, because I'm at the right surgeon now.
I'm gonna tell you this part only because it's relevant. Um, and I'm saying it because of what you brought up. I seen it happen on the other side as a child. My parents, or they've entered into these relationships. So my parents have both been married about 5 times each, and so I've had all these scenarios, all these situations. Like you
Time out.
said,
Wait,
the
wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait. Time out. Flag on the play. Wait a minute. Say what?
it
Oh.
is true. It is true. So
You said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
each about that many. So I've been in a lot of
Uh-uh.
different.
No.
The prophet said this, the preacher said that. People still get married anyway, and I'm the child, so I have to live through all of this, you know. So when it was my turn, and I was faced with this opportunity, and I'm like, I gotta pray about this, like, cause this marriage is serious to me because I don't want to be a part of that divorcing and going through this and going through that and just no. I would rather not be married. I've said that. I told God that I'm like I'm good. So I actually did. I actually pray. I fasted. I'm like, God, give me a sign. You know what I'm saying? I always joke. I say that like during that time while we were dating, and even as we were preparing to be married, I was like, I was the most skinniest that I had ever been in my life. Cause I was doing so much fasting and praying. Cause I'm like, I gotta be sure. Like I cannot play with this. Like I do not want to go through no divorces. And so God honored my request to really to he showed me, that Leah was my wife and that I was gonna be okay, you know. Um, but yeah, we gotta really know that we're hearing from God and really, really take it seriously, honor it. You know what I mean? Like it's definitely marriage is nothing to play with. And as my boy Keith Jason always say, it's a beautiful challenge. It's worth getting into it when you're with the right person. And so you gotta be committed. And like I said, it's a beautiful challenge.
But it's too big to not take it to God. Like
Thanks. Right.
some people, they get into the marriage and it's like haven't even consulted God about it, haven't even really prayed to God about it, or maybe not waited until they heard from God about it. And it can be really, once you start going through trials and then you're with somebody you don't know if God told you to be with, that's hard. That's scary. That's really hard, you know.
Ma'am, can
So
you get off my toes? And I don't have no shoes on right now. You is tearing my feet up, okay?
She got an
I was up
anointing on
there
her, you
with
know.
your parents in a minute. I'm listen, never mind. This about y'all. This ain't about me. However, ma'am, stay off my feet. Thank you very much.
man, I just can't
Woo!
imagine. Like, man, that's hard. That's hard. Like
Girl,
it's just,
this off-camera conversation gonna be a good one. That's all I'm saying.
But look, you made it through it, and
Woo!
God is with you.
He's faithful, man.
He's faithful to even
Yes,
redeem
he
that.
is.
He can still redeem that. So, you know, we live and we learn.
Girl.
We grow.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm. That's all I'm saying. I got some big feet, and I think you gave me another inch or something. Woo! My God. We gonna get some help and deliverance tonight.
Yeah.
Don't get married until the Lord say so. Don't do it. You don't want to have 5 apiece. You don't want that.
Right.
Jeez. My God.
You don't want it. You don't want 3 times as a charm. Is that what it is? Is it 3 times a charm?
That's what they say.
However, you don't want none of that. Just do it right the first time.
Do it right. Because the thing is this too, like,
do it right the first time.
You're affecting your children that you have in all those relationships.
Trauma.
And then, but the thing is, like, sometimes the parents be like, oh, well, you turned out all right. You turned out all right. But like, look at all the healing that they have to do to actually be okay.
She's trying to tell you my testimony on the slide. She's trying to.
He was affected by all that.
Listen, that therapy.
He was affected.
That therapy bill gonna be something else.
Man,
that was expensive.
Yep.
Woo.
But God is faithful. Like I said, a lot of that time, he was dealing with me. You know, my heart. He was preparing me. I'm telling this story because it's relevant, and I think I've done it in another podcast. But you know, the beginning of our marriage, we were getting into these little spats or whatever, these fights, and I'm like trying to figure her out. You know what I'm saying? And why you like this? Why you like this and that and that? You know, so I'm going to God, asking God to fix her, asking God, Lord, get her right. She's not right. Fix her. And I promise you, on everything, God was literally putting the mirror on me. He was showing me everything about myself. And I just feel like that just comes from, you know, like I said, the time when I was younger and I would spend that time with God. It was me and him. All right, now I'm going to you about my wife. Yeah, she may have some stuff to work on, but you have quite a bit to work on yourself, young man. And so that's when I saw myself trying to change and trying to basically evolve, you know, and be better as, you know, a man, as a husband, you know what I'm saying? And what I say or what I'm doing or how I'm reacting, you know what I mean? And I just think a lot of times we need to own it in the marriage or whatever relationship you're in. You need to own it and do your own self-work, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times the other person, I'm not saying the other person can't be the problem or isn't, but sometimes
we all have our own work to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was a good one. A real one. And this is why I said couples need to really be real and transparent, because again, we have been taught off of TV. We have been taught what we see in magazines is truth, and it's not. Some of us were not taught how to truly communicate. A healthy relationship is a back and forth. we thinking you got to say yes to everything I say, and if you don't, there will be consequences for, and that is not of God.
Right. It don't work that way. Not at all.
No. So again, I'm glad y'all brought this up. Even though we're doing comical about it, at the end of the day, the lessons we learn, even though sometimes we don't want to go through the experiences that we had to, but it's never about us. It's always about somebody else. This is why we pay it forward. This is why we testify, because it says we overcome by the blood of the Lamb, one, and two, the words of our testimony. How do I know I can get over if nobody is running their mouth or they not talking? So I'm gonna assume this book is good if I don't ever open it.
Right.
Let's ponder on that. Are you not a book?
Yeah.
Are you not a love story?
Yeah. Yep.
Are you not a journey? What I mean, if you never get on a podcast, if you never get on a song or whatever platform it is, and you actually tell the truth and shame the devil, as we say, I'm going to assume whatever.
Yeah.
And assuming actually makes you look,
Come on.
Need I say more? Exactly. So we need this because some young person, we always have these stories where you're the young girl, you're playing with your dolls, and all you've been seeing and picturing in your mind is, when I get older, I'm going to get married. Why?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Do you know your part in the surgery? Do you know?
Yep.
No, we ain't talking about that. We like people to bump their heads and then tell them.
Man, we try to tell people.
Nope, we're not doing that.
Be real.
What's a lesson you learned the hard way?
We learned a lot of lessons the hard way, I think.
One main lesson we was our first concert that we did together.
Lord.
We learned to be about our business. All right. We learned to be about our business. So we did this huge event, our first single release.
Yeah.
Christ I Can, out in Milwaukee. And we were depending on ticket sales at the door to pay our musicians, right? Now, mind you, we had decent relationships with them. We never really had any problems, but
we never did anything like
we never put ourselves out there like to kind of come into agreement on something major like this. So we were like devastated when like people didn't really show up. You know, this is our first thing out the gate.
We have maybe like 10 people there, an audience of 10 people. But granted, we did a concert 2 days before Christmas.
What were we thinking?
Our first single release, we had a concert on December 23rd back in 2011. And it was crazy. It was crazy. It's a long story, but at the end of it, we weren't wise in business, especially music business. So a lot of it was just us making mistakes because we just didn't know. And so like one of the musicians was like, they were cool with it because we
didn't tell her what we decided to do. We decided to huddle them up in the parking lot at the event, because we counting the money like we not gonna be able to give them what we said. So we gave them what we had.
I think it was like half or something.
Yeah, we gave each musician what we had, and we said we'll take care of you on Monday or something like that. Tuesday.
Yeah, some
we'll give you the rest on Tuesday. we had a bunch of for sure, my guy, this and that. All right, cool. Next thing you know, we on Facebook. They blowing us up on Facebook,
Well, one of the people.
telling people like they no good and oh they need to run my money and this and that. That was horrible. Of course, it was very emotional for Leah. And there was a lot of back and forth on Facebook, so it was bad. And back in then, I guess we felt brave enough to do back and forth on Facebook. Like, but you think about it now, like that makes no sense. Just go to the
I don't
person.
think we kept going. I just
No,
think
we did, but we
just
did have a few words to say. But anyways, that was a lesson learned. So anytime after that, and anytime recently and currently, whenever we do an event, whenever we do anything, we have like everybody's money before the event starts. We're not waiting on ticket sales. If we don't have it, we're not doing it. We're not doing the event. If we're not gonna have your money ready for you, we're not doing it. And we just kind of looked at it like that was a lesson learned. Um, but it's like you kind of look at it like how you want to be treated. You know what I'm saying? In business, especially in ministry, in music business. You know what I'm saying? And so we want people to treat us that way. So we want people to have that same, we want to show them that same level of courtesy. So everything that we do, we always make sure we have everything up front. And God has blessed us to be able to do that every single time we do something major.
Yeah,
I think God has honored that.
this last thing we did though, the church ended up paying us with a check. So, and then we were in the middle of the conference and we couldn't get to the bank or something. So we ended up letting everybody know before the event started, hey,
That was almost a week or two before.
they're paying us via check, and we know that we're gonna have to pay you guys on Tuesday or such and such. Is that okay? And so, like, once we got the okay, it's like, okay, well, that's what we do. And Tuesday rolled around and we were paying people. It wasn't like Tuesday, Wednesday. They have to ask us where's the no, we don't do that. We don't do that.
Oh no.
So it's like we try to make sure if we're telling people what we're gonna pay them, that we're gonna have it for them, and they don't have to come asking us about it. You know what I'm saying? So we learned the hard way. That was definitely the hard way. And we're a lot more savvy in business, now. We're not always like perfect. We don't know everything. We're still learning and growing, but we're definitely always trying to be people of integrity.
Well, yeah, that was a hard one to learn. Mm. But again, this experiences is gonna help somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
I hope somebody was helped, because my God.
And we don't want to do that.
Pay your people.
Don't want to do that.
Pay them, y'all. Have their money ready.
Have it ready.
Don't do nothing and you ain't got
Pay
no
your
money.
people on time.
You talking about walking by faith? No, that's not the time to walk by faith. That's
They
not
some
the
good
time.
ones because I wouldn't play one key, not one.
They are some good ones. You're right. I didn't look at it like
No.
that. They some good ones. There were some good ones. And it turned out good. It was not hardly anybody there.
I wouldn't have. Y'all ain't got my money.
But yeah, we learned a lot.
Y'all want me
a whole lot.
Play one of these streets? Not even get on here and playing ABCs. Nothing.
But the thing is
now, going home.
Like people that work with us now, they're like, okay, I know you guys. Like, I trust you guys because we've always been trying to deal with everybody, with integrity and treat people well, So it's like we have relationship with people now. So we appreciate that.
This is the good thing too. When you start off, it's not easy being a trailblazer. It's not easy getting out here. As I always say, one of my favorite stories is Peter and the boat. First of all, I'm a fisherman by trade. Who is you? Listen, I've been toiling all night. I'm tired. I'm trying to clean and clean my nets up and clean my boat up. And now you want to come out here. What? But nevertheless, God, I heard you call me. I heard your instructions.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, since you said it, I'm going to go out here. Nevertheless, Dre and Leah said the Lord told them to do a concert 2 days before Christmas. But ain't nobody got no money, Jesus. They broke from Christmas shopping, and they too busy trying to get a turkey and ham, Lord.
Right.
But we gonna go out here anyway. We gonna catch these 10 people.
Yeah. I feel like God was actually teaching us something in that moment though, because after that, like we saw the importance of like taking care of people. Like it was like right in front of us. Like we couldn't run away from that. So it's like now, even though it's like, I don't know if I would say it's a scar, but it's like, okay, I don't want to deal with that again. Like even if somebody were to do that to me, I understand. I put myself in their shoes. Like, okay, I wouldn't want anybody to do that to me. So how would I want to treat people from now on? Like, so I feel like, yeah, we did the event. It was turned out fine, but I honestly feel like that lesson was something that we needed. We needed that lesson.
Yeah, that too into the future is humbleness. It's God, we gonna trust you even in this, even though this ain't adding up. We still trusting you. As Drake kept saying, I grew up in the faith. I grew up. We gonna work this out, God, because this ain't the math ain't mathing. But however, God, you gonna work it out, Jesus.
But he's always like that, and it's
you
kind
gonna
of
work
like
it out.
Sometimes he gets on my nerves. Sometimes he gets on my nerves because it's like, did anything bother you? Like, you worried about anything?
Got my eyes on him. My eyes on Jesus.
But here's the thing. As the woman, he's leading us. So he has to have that relationship with God. And that's another thing that as women, as my pastor say, sometimes we just got to learn to shut up.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And be like, listen, no, sir, it's not going right. And he'd be like, listen, babe, I got this. Me and the Lord got this. This paperwork ain't right. So, no. And he's like, listen, God comes in at 11:59:99.
Right. Exactly. That's
that last second.
Or December 31st, 2024. Like, this is a real story. What you saying is a real story.
It is.
Like, we just closed on our house December 31st, 2024.
Yeah.
And boy,
it was crazy.
Yes.
The whole process was crazy.
I was saying, hold on the whole time. Hold on. Because she was giving up. I was like, we gotta hold on. We gotta hold on.
Because okay, so the thing was,
if the mortgage company ain't giving up, we not giving up. We gotta keep going.
Okay, so we started the process of buying a house, right? We didn't have a bunch of money saved. We had maybe 1,000 or something saved, right? And so he's like, because we had to move out of the house we were in because he was raising the rent like a super large amount. And the place that we were at was not worth it. So he's like, I want to buy, because we were actually looking at rentals. I want to buy. I'm like, okay, how are we going to do this? Okay, we're just going to do it.
I said, I have no idea.
He reached out to somebody that we knew through church, and he actually is on a team of this mortgage company. And so he walked with us through the entire process. Our credit may not have been the best for getting a home. We didn't have all the money saved up. It just seemed like, why are y'all trying to buy a house? Like, but we went through the process. We believed we were going to have the money when it's all said and done. When they're ready for the money, we were going to have it. So, and then after a while, we are going through the process and we were saving money, but we weren't saving fast enough. And it's like, okay, well, what are we going to do? We're getting through up until the end. Like, it's about time for closing now, right? So our realtor and the mortgage guy was like, well, do y'all gonna have the money, or y'all gonna have it, or what? Like, and we're thinking we are gonna have it because I have some retirement, but turns out I couldn't use my retirement. So we're like, okay, we got to get this money. So I just felt like we're getting too close to closing, and you don't want to waste people's time. You don't want to waste the seller's time. So we got to make a call, right? And I'm like, we don't have it. We have a lot of it, but we don't have all of it. So I'm like, well, maybe it isn't for us, Lord. Well, maybe this is not for us. Maybe we should take it as a sign that we should move on to something else. But the mortgage lender was like, still trying. And we're like, what? I thought we said just forget it. Just
We
don't worry
told
about
him
it.
we done.
We
out.
said this is it. Don't
And
worry
I only
about it.
did that because she was pressing on me. But I'm like, okay, I'm gonna let them know we done.
So we said, you know what, we're not gonna go through with it. And he was still working behind the scenes, like, oh, working for us or whatever. And we were like, why is he continuing? So you know what? We got on the phone, we made some phone calls, we talked to our job and just different stuff. And the day that we were supposed to close, the exact day we were supposed to close, we had all the money in our account. Okay. So God blessed us to have all the money we needed to close. So we didn't close that day. We closed about a week later or so later, and it ended up being on December 31st, 2024.
My
We
God.
went into the new year with being homeowners.
Thank you, Jesus.
And the
My
mortgage lender is like,
I know
this
y'all
is
feet was tearing that floor up.
the mortgage lender was like, this is a miracle. I don't know
That's what he
how
kept
y'all
saying.
got this.
He kept saying, "You guys are my miracle file." But I used to hear all these testimonies when we were at Burning Bush and some of the other churches we're at about how God was miraculously blessing people, no money down, and this and that. And I said, "Babe, that could be us. Like I've seen God do it. I've seen it happen before. That could be us."
He had
And
some wild faith.
it wasn't no money down, but the fact that we raised
look,
all of that money
it
in such a
was-
short amount of time
Look,
was
we only
crazy.
paid $1,000 down. The rest of it was just for closing. So with $1,000 down and with closing costs, we had a house. And it was nothing that we necessarily did, but what we had to follow what God was telling us to do. So, and people think you don't have to do nothing. You could just name it and claim it. But
No.
God was showing us that even through that, we had to save. We had to stop going out to eat. We had to stop doing a whole bunch of stuff and save.
Get ready. You gotta be ready to receive the blessing. You can't just, oh, God's gonna do it. How are you preparing yourself to receive the blessing? What are you doing in preparation? Because God's gonna do it, but you gotta get ready because it's gonna happen in a certain kind of way. And that's for somebody that's listening.
Yeah, because we've
Prepare yourself to receive.
prepare yourself because we've been through situations where God blessed us with something
The
that
blessing is there.
we were believing God for.
Are you ready to receive
We
it?
weren't ready to have it.
Nope.
We were not ready to have it, and we lost the opportunity. So now, like when we're praying for stuff, we're also praying, God, don't just give us what we're asking for. Help us to be ready to have it. Help us to be ready for these opportunities that you're bringing to us. Help us to be prepared because we don't want to squander what you're giving us. We want to be good stewards of it.
Yep. So he kept calling us his miracle file. He said, God sends me these every maybe 3 or 4 years. And he said, you and your wife are my miracle file. So this house that we're in was built. It is a new construction. It was built in 2024.
Mhm.
They finished building it in May of 2024.
Mhm.
And so God just basically, I mean, he just truly, truly blessed us.
Yeah.
And we give him all the praise.
Mhm. Yeah.
Listen, my jaws hurt from smiling so much because I don't know who else needed to hear this, but I
Mhm.
definitely needed to listen. Y'all just don't understand the testimony that y'all are saying. I'm receiving it from myself. If you
Yes.
only knew, I'm trying to tell you.
Yes.
This is why you're here tonight. As my
Yes.
sister said, Ginger, she needed to hear this testimony.
Oh, praise God.
Y'all just don't know.
Well, yeah.
When
Thank you.
when it's time to open up your mouth, like I said on Sunday, it's time for you to open up your mouth and let
Mhm.
your mouth do the talking and let your feet do the talking too.
Get off your knees and go to
And if
work.
I had some shouting music right now, I'll get up off this couch.
Hoop triggers. That you gotta get a hoop triggers. That'll
Woo!
Ooh.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
You just don't know. You is helping me out. But
Yes.
if I
praise
don't take nothing else from tonight, I heard that.
Yes. Thank you, Lord.
And my apostle is on here, Shadonna Anderson. Um,
Oh.
she said, and before she even said it, he is the God of 11:59, 59, 59. Y'all see that?
absolute.
Always on time. Always on time. Because the thing is,
What?
he's not even on a time
Come
schedule.
on. He's not bound by
He's
time.
outside of
It's
our
somebody.
time.
Chronos.
Kairos.
Chronos.
We're on a time schedule. He's not.
Ooh, that just Father God, did you hear that? They bragging on you. That is bragging on you.
Uh,
Oh Lord.
Mm, mm. Don't do that, sir. Don't do it. Don't you do that, sir. Mm. Don't do that. Nope. We was too close to Sunday. Don't do that. Don't do it. If you can sit down and have a conversation with anyone, deceased or alive, who would it be and why?
We were just asked this question.
That's a great question. It wasn't the same question. It was.
It was kind of similar.
Go ahead.
Is it?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
We Erica and Warren Campbell. And why? I feel like we have a lot
I
in
was just
common with
listening
them.
to her today.
Yeah, we have a lot in common with them, and
She has a lot of wisdom. They have a lot
yeah.
of wisdom in ministry, music business, being an artist, a producer.
Yeah, they're very seasoned, very experienced.
Songwriting. They're amazing songwriters.
I think there's a lot we can learn from them, glean from them. I got to meet him. It was a BRL conference or something that he was a special guest. He did a panel, and I got to meet him, shake his hand. But he had, man, so much wisdom, and of course I've watched him throughout the years since then. Um, but yeah, I think I've been drawn to him. My wife has been drawn to Erica Campbell. So if they listen and if somebody got that connection, like make it happen. We love to meet them though, and just break bread with them, and you know.
You never know. I'm gonna tell you, this has happened to me 2 or 3 times since I've been on this show, where somebody has spoken somebody's name out and it got back to them. One was one of my friends in New Jersey, loves Missy Elliott. Somehow the clip got to Missy Elliott. She was at Missy Elliott concert in New Jersey, right in the front with this banner. Didn't know she was standing next to Missy Elliott's best friend. Wow. And they are doing a song as we speak.
Wow.
Second time it happened one of the pastors wanted to do a song with Lisa Page, Tasha, Kiki, all of them. He ended up was in the airport, ran into Tasha Lockhart, and they were going to the same conference, did not know. Not only did he get Tasha, but he also got Lisa. So again,
Wow.
we are in the season of manifesting from where? Your mouth. The earth
Thank
is
you, Lord.
waiting on it.
Yes.
So
Thank you,
you
Lord.
speaking it, you already have faith that it's going to happen. So therefore, look for it.
Mm.
Look for it. Don't
That's
think
right.
that just entered on your heart just happenstance. No, God put that on your heart and your mind for you to speak it out, for you to see. You manifest that on September 9th, 2025 at 9:08 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Did you catch that?
Yep.
9:09.
Wow.
9/9/25. You manifested that you will meet Erica and Warren Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And it's recorded.
That's
So am I
good.
surprised that this is gonna happen? No, because you spoke that. That ain't what I said. That's what you said.
Yeah.
Y'all catch that tomorrow. All right.
You got it. You got
I'm
it.
not even gonna charge you for that. That was free.
We appreciate that.
Yep. Mm-hmm. What is something people will be surprised to know about you?
Mm. Dre's a great cook.
Mm, I guess so. A lot of my
He
Detroit
made some
friends,
awesome chili this other day.
a lot of my Detroit friends know that. But yeah, yeah.
He's a great cook and he enjoys cooking.
Did you have corn chips with it?
No, we didn't. We're trying to eat low carb.
Low carb. So I did like a low carb kind
Oh
of like
man.
It was
pumpkin,
delicious though.
a pumpkin cornbread type vibe thing. My mom was like, well, pumpkin, why ain't you doing sweet potato cornbread? I said, Ma, I get it. But that we doing something different right now. But
Low carb.
it was low carb. It was just as good. But yeah, the chili is very delicious, very
Very,
tasty.
very good. You know, if the kids want to keep eating it, then it must be good. They ain't getting tired of it yet.
So you guys, where are you guys at now?
We're
You
in
in
Cleveland. Cleveland.
Ohio?
Area. Yep. We
Oh,
like
that's not too far. So yeah, we
two
might
and a
have
half
to put that on
hours
the
from
calendar.
Detroit. Yep. We got quite a few
Mm-hmm. We're
friends
gonna
from
have
Detroit.
to put that on the calendar.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I love to eat. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, we need to have our mutual friend bring you out here because he owed me a visit anyway. We just talked on Saturday, so
Hmm.
he owed me a visit. He's back in Detroit now, so yeah, when he comes and visit, he should probably bring you with him.
Yeah, he definitely highly recommended y'all. Like, yeah, you got these dope people, but my friends, oh, they need to come out here. I'm like, okay, let's
That's
hook
my
it up.
brother.
Let's do what we do.
That is my brother, for real, for real.
Shout out to Dewan.
Let's see.
You don't.
Let's see. Let's see. What makes you different from the rest?
What
As a
rest?
couple,
Or as a band or a sing? What rest?
Whichever rest you want to be.
We all, I mean, we all have things that make us different. Our journeys, our stories, our experiences, our background. Um, that all makes us different. We're all human, so that makes us the same. Um, and hopefully we all have a dream. You know what I'm saying? We all have something we're aspiring for. we all have something that keeps us going, you know, or that motivates us. So, um, but I think, I guess what causes us to stand out is we can't, not right now. We have a son that wants to interrupt our meeting. That's what causes us to stand out. Other people can do this without kids interrupting. However, we have a son that wants to interrupt us while we're on Facebook and YouTube. Hold on one second, okay? We're almost done. We're almost done.
Yeah.
Hold on. We're almost done. Um, what would you say? What makes us stand out? What makes us unique?
Well, I just think that being married and doing ministry together is always
Mm-hmm.
a challenge, but it's a beautiful one, because we have each other to hold the other up, and we feed off of each other as well, in ministry. Um, I just think that's kind of helped us, especially when we're doing events or things like that. Like Dre has big, big dreams, big plans, big ideas. And so I'm the one, I have big ideas of my own, but I'm the person that um, kind of looks at the logistics, that kind of makes things happen, that pays attention to the details, and that's how we kind of bring our plans together and our dreams together. Um,
She's more practical.
I'm
Yeah.
practical, yeah, and I see like the little things. Dre sees the big picture, but I see the little things, like
Step by
what
step.
makes a difference in a show or some music or whatever. Like I see the small things, but I think once we bring it together, it's like something that you never really have experienced. Like we every year we've been doing this show called the Holiday Joy Experience. And we didn't do it last year, but we're doing it again this year. And so
Plug.
it's not just a concert, it's not necessarily a musical per se, but it's a full production, a full show production. And so like it's amazing to work with the artists here and the musicians here, and I think a lot of times it's interesting to hear people say that they really enjoy working with us. Like a lot of people have told us that, like, we love working with you guys, and we don't take that lightly. Like we are honored by that. And I think just the way we do things, the way that we handle, people and, details and different things like that and put shows together, I think that's something unique. I think that's something unique and people enjoy working with us.
Mm-hmm. Well, I would have a shameless plug, but you'll find out later. If I
Okay.
gotta come to Cleveland, I'm just saying.
Yeah, come on down. We about to do this thing this year. It's gonna be amazing.
uh, I believe it. If you ever need songwriter, a alto, however,
Okay.
actress, I'm all that and some. However, we'll talk
Okay.
about that later. Um,
Yeah, yeah. Definitely. We definitely
mm-hmm.
need people for sure.
What? Oh, what motivates you to keep going?
Uh, definitely the Lord. Our children. It's just like sometimes you get tired, sometimes you feel burnt out, sometimes you feel like, what's the use? Is it really doing anything? Is it going anywhere? And then it's like you have this thing deep down inside that won't let you leave it alone. It won't let you go. Like just the love and the passion for music and God and songwriting and creating. Like it won't leave no matter what you do. You know what I mean? I think what God put in us, we can't really let it go because it's just always there. You know, even though we may get tired sometimes, like it's always there, and you don't feel like you're fulfilled in life unless you're actually creating. That's how we are. Like if we go for a long time, we haven't done anything, or we're not creating or using our gifts or doing something, like we just feel like, okay, are we fulfilling our purpose on this earth? Like what are we doing, you know? And that's why we keep going. That's why we haven't given up. That's why we're still doing it.
So since you said what you said, in my
Mhm.
head, I keep hearing Tyler Perry, right? You know, the
Okay.
Oh yeah.
world
Oh, yes.
have their moments about him. However, during his moments under the porch hiding from his stepfather, who used to beat him, he would
Mm.
hear his mom and her people talking. And he was writing stories from what he heard.
Mhm.
Now, as a young kid, he didn't know that he was going to become a big billionaire person, but he had to never quit. Even if only, yes, God, he only had 10 people.
Mhm.
If he had only making the curtains and everything by hand for himself,
Mhm.
there was still something in him saying, keep him. Had Tyler Perry as the blueprint.
Mhm.
When we can go back to the original carpenter and say he was the blueprint. If we
Mhm.
can go back from him and say Adam was the blueprint. We have all
Mhm.
these people who have all reasons to quit
Mhm.
and stop. But God was like, no, I need you.
Yeah.
Noah, I need you.
Mhm.
Abraham, I need you. Dre and Leah, I need you.
Mm. Yes.
Sunshine.
So no, you can't
I need
quit.
you.
Huh?
Sunshine. I need
You
you.
absolutely right. You sure do. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Mhm. Yep.
I'm trying. Who knew?
Say that one more time. It was
Who
breaking
knew?
up.
September 9th, we will be here having a conversation for your encouragement
Mm.
to keep going. No matter
Mhm.
what it looks like, it's all going to pay out. I promise
Mhm.
you. Believe
Yep.
me, all the things, as I said earlier, every experience is not about you. It's for you to
Mhm.
testify to us that God is still real.
Yeah. Definitely.
In 2025.
Mhm. Yep.
So, I'm gonna skip two questions because I know your
Okay.
son wants your attention. So it's a good one though. What's the song that will get you through every time and you gotta sing it?
Oh, what's the song?
Every time. My God. Jeez. Wow.
I would say, all my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God.
Well, I'm still thinking. there's a Vashawn Mitchell song, and I guess I never really realized how it ministered to me until we were really in a dark place some years ago, and I heard him do it in Milwaukee. But I can't think of the words right now. But it's one of his very familiar songs.
Turn around.
Yes.
Turn it around. You will always be
Like this,
the boss.
God will perfect that concerning you sooner or later. Turn in my favor. It's turning around for me, around for me, around for me, around for me. It's turning around for me. Yeah, that song hit me so hard. Um, yeah, yeah. That's another one too, but I'm leaving it at that.
Mm. Well, go ahead while I'm thinking of the other song that I'm supposed to be singing.
Um, let your power fall when your name is called. Prove the doubters wrong. You're still mighty and strong. Fight this battle for me. Help my unbelief. Something. Da da da. This is a Cardi Cortez song, but yeah, that song has a lot of nuances in it, but it's such a powerful message.
And James,
Yes,
Yep, James Fortune.
yes.
yeah, that's a good one. Mm. Mm-hmm. Um, what is the song, Lord? Mm. I'm gonna do something easy. Everybody can do that, right? The blood that Jesus shed for me. Way back on Calvary, the blood that gives me strength from day to day. It will never lose its power, for it reaches to the highest mountain, and it flows to the lowest valley. Oh yeah, oh the blood that gives me strength from day to day. It will never lose its power. Woo!
Yes.
Mm. Mm.
Yes.
Thank you, Lord.
Mm. Woo! Lord have mercy. Well, village, it is about that time. As we stated, it's the two hearts and one journey of Dre and Leah. Are y'all trying to discuss me in y'all next move? Hold on. Wait a minute. I can't hear.
We're
What y'all
trying to figure
say?
out who did this song for you. This song is nice.
Oh, this song. Oh,
It's really nice. Very
my
well
friend
produced.
Larry Jackson was bored one day. Yeah, he was bored and said, "I wanted to work on a song that represents you." And he came up with the lyrics, and I'm still grateful that he gave me 5 versions of that song. I only play this one because it's it. So sometimes being nice and humble and just being who God called you to be, you'll find favor with man. Because I didn't ask him. Wasn't even thinking about it. And he did this for me. I hope you guys enjoyed your stay. It won't be the last. Don't be surprised if I pop up in Cleveland. Don't be surprised. When I'm at your door, like, hey, where's the chili at? Because I'm here to eat, okay? As my apostle told you, I love to eat, okay?
Thank you
It
for
is what it
having
is.
us.
And if it's really, really good, I'm trying to tell you, you won't get rid of me. It just happened that way.
No problem.
Thank you.
So we're gonna get ready for the church announcements, and we're gonna let you go. So in 2022, I wrote my first single book. Prayer. Nope, that is not the name of the song. I mean, book. This is my stuff. Oh, there we go. The Blueprint Guys Design is out on Amazon. I thank you for the support for that. In 2024 of May 24, I wrote Can Prayer Change Things? The question, have you ever considered how a pimp and a prostitute became who they were? Ask the question, can you did prayer change things? July of this year, I have wrote book number 3, which will be out by this Christmas. And the question is the diamond in the rough. Do you understand the value of a diamond even in the dirt? Do you know the process of a diamond? It's still what it is, even when you don't understand what it has to go through in its stages. So that will be out. So I thank you in advance for that. I am working on an album, which will be put out March 12th of 2026.
Nice.
I am more than a church girl. That's the name of it. I am more than what you think. How about that? So yeah, I got a lot going on. Again, my apostle Shadana Marie Anderson Bradley is in the building. New Beginnings Worship Center is in the building. And I can't do nothing without the support of my village. So I thank every last person who was here, who shared, who had the enjoyment of this wonderful couple, who had me laughing. If you want to continue to see this podcast get to TV land, I accept donations at Sunshine Camila. I thank you in advance for that. If you remember N1 and you know who Main Event is, this brought to you by Basketball Street Ball Association. Go and support Main Event. If you know of people who are doing some dope things like this couple, who are positive in their communities, sharing, telling their story, inbox me on Facebook at Sunshine Camila, IG at Sunshine Camila, or Keeping It Real Conversations. Email me. And if you want to, ain't no if, when you go support this couple, Dre and Leah, on all social media, please go and support them. Please. This is what we do. We can't be or do anything without the village. We're not doing 10 people. No more. We need the stadiums. We need the arenas. We need God's people to show up and stand out. God, they learned their lesson. Give them the people. Give them the boatload. God, do it. See, I had to talk to God for you. It's okay. So again, I have a special edition this Thursday on 9/11. I will have my friend Jasmine, who is an RN, and she has her own wine business. So again, I will be back here at 8 o'clock on this Thursday on 9/11. And again, I thank you for all your support. I thank you, and I thank you, I thank you. So don't be surprised when we have a live, and I am in Cleveland, Ohio, at their spot at the dinner table. Hallelujah. Thank you. Manifesting it at 9:33 p.m. on September 9th, 2025. I will be in Cleveland at the wonderful table eating chili with some.
And don't forget Holiday Joy. Holiday Joy is coming up in December, and go support our new album, In the Light, our new single, In the Light.
Yes, please go support them again on all social media. Go download their music, do all of those wonderful things. For our brothers and sisters in Christ, and they are beautiful, will overtake you because you were obedient to him. So again, I will see y'all, as I believe in 6 degrees of separation. You're literally one person away, one advice away, one help away from where you need to be in your destiny, proven over again since I started this show in 2020. And I have some of the dopest guests on this side of heaven, and tonight was no different. I'll see you soon. Peace.